Hello, welcome. Hi, everyone in Twitch land watching the stream. We're going to get started in just a moment or two, but I wanted to say hello. Have viewers in the chat, say hi in the chat and let me know that you can hear me and that everything sounds good because I don't want to start building and then find out that no one can hear me. So any of the viewers in the chat, if you can just give me a holler, let me know how it sounds, because I can always do some adjusting right now if that will help people. So we'll check out chat, see if anybody's got anything they need to say. Otherwise, we'll get started in a moment or two. We are finishing up our Shining Gundam from G Gundam. That's the priority one today, is we're going to complete it, and it's very close to being done. So there's very little work that needs to get done before we're completely 100% finished with that project. Bacon Games is letting me know they're coming in just fine, which is great. Great, that's good to hear. So yeah, let's go to our main feed. This may look a little different than it did in previous streams because I am here in my home. This is my living room. So that's a bit different from our previous working. Up until now, I've been renting space at the UCB Theater Training Center, and so now I'm here and finishing stuff up at home, trying to see if I can home stream, which would be very convenient for me. Okay, so if you watched the last episode, I had some trouble putting the faceplate on here onto the head of our Gundam. I had to end up taking it completely apart and sanding down a few places where I clipped things. But once I did that, the faceplate popped right on. It's actually still a little imperfect, but serviceable enough to finish this project. So we are working on the core lander, which our pilot is a vehicle our pilot rides into our Gundam. So we are going to finish that up by snapping this together here. We'll get that together. Should be pretty straightforward of a build piece here. Yep, there we go. Great, yep, snap together. This isn't as intricate, I should say, as some of our other pieces. And then we'll, oh, thank you very much for liking the shirt. Appreciate that. Okay, so we're looking for E12. Here's E. All right. Yeah, so I'm here in my apartment, in my living room, doing this. I always wanted to do some streaming from home, but the major problem is my internet here is not great. So, but it seems to be anyway, and we'll find out over the course of doing this tonight, that theoretically this will work out just fine for doing streams where I'm not running a video game. As long as I'm doing 30 frames. I'm just doing two webcams, pretty static shots. There's movement, obviously, but it's pretty static. So the hope is that by doing it like this, it's stable enough that I can stream here from home, because that would be really convenient. And then I would do it on the road in various locations when I had a guest available, because that is the goal, as I've said so many times. My goal is to eventually be able to do this for people and places, and like have guests on who create things, and have them be able to bring on their paintings or their own kits, or maybe do Lego with a friend. And so it's nice knowing that my system is portable, as you've seen from my previous streams where I have been in location. I can take it with me and I can go. Like, I can go to PAX. That's a good point, Bacon Games. It is dark. I'm working on a dark table. Oh, hello, Boba Feet 10. Boba Feet 10. Thank you for the follow. You may have noticed now I have some Twitch alerts going here. I have stream alerts, I should say. Stream alerts. They're not just for Twitch anymore. Stream alerts have set up now so that I know when people are following. That's really fun. It's a little hard to see in my video preview window. I'll have to do something else to be able to see that better. I'll try that for next stream. Yeah, my lighting isn't that great. I'm by a window, which, you know, natural light is really fun, but because I'm working with webcams, I have that window blocked, which makes this space pretty dark. I'm most likely going to get a table light that I will set up to brighten this up a bit. I'm working obviously on a black table, and so it's pretty dark. I'll end up probably working a lot on the instruction manuals to kind of brighten things up. But that is a good note that it is a little dark in here. Okay, so we finished our core lander here, our core lander. And then we're going to move on to another accent piece here. I'm not sure what these are, but I'm doing 2 of them. And when I do these, I will finish up this sheet, which is always a good feeling. When you finish up a sheet, it's letting you know you're making progress. But like we're making like crazy progress. We're almost done. That's the end goal of this stream today, was to finish our Shining Gundam and then to get work on our next Gundam. So we will put those down. We will find A34, which is this one, and 34. This is A34. And then got quiet there. Sorry about that, y'all. I occasionally zone out a little bit. This is actually the second stream that I've done today, if you can believe it. I did not previously do a stream where I built a Gunpla. I did a stream for some friends I've made through gaming that work on a board game called Someone Has Died. It's like an improvised action, like will reading game where you're like playing people at a who are like laying claim to why they should receive the contents of a will. Someone has died, and it's lots of improv and really fun. And they did a stream today and asked me to be on it, and I had said yes, and then was like, oh, I'm gonna do 2 streams today. That's a lot of streaming. But I'm excited because this is my stream and it's my deal. Okay. So now we're going to start putting stuff together. All right, we're going to start with the body here. Okay. And we'll put an arm on. Oops. These are occasionally tricky because you're dealing with like pieces that rotate and move around a bit. So, and you never want to put a lot of pressure on plastic pieces like this, but you do have to put some pressure on them. Otherwise, they won't fit together. But the nice thing is that once you do it, it'll be done and you don't have to do it again. Wow, that does not want to go in. All right, let's do the other arm first. Let me practice with the other arm, which will make me feel better about doing that arm, right? That's how that works, right? Once you do it one way, you feel way more comfortable doing it another way, right? That's how that works. Okay, so let's put the arms on. Let's put this arm on. Oof. I don't want to go in. All right, well, hell. Just dropped a piece here, so let me fix that. So that, this is one part is, in one way, my favorite part of a build, and another way, 100% not my favorite part, because things can go wrong like this when you're trying to snap pieces together. So yeah, so this is all pre-painted Boba Fett. These are all done in advance. They're not like just grayscale and you have to do it yourself. So it's all painted, which I prefer myself because I'm not a painter. And you can there's some sticker application you can do. There are plenty of people that do their own accent work that will paint afterwards. That will get either through Sharpies or different, highlighter pens and stuff like that, and do detailing, or they'll just straight up use ink, and or they'll paint with regular paints. But that's not my jam. That's not how I do things. I like to just assemble and then display. All right, so let's get these legs on, because I'm confident I can get legs on. Yeah, it's all colored plastics, so you don't have to do any of that work, which is very helpful. Okay, so we got the legs on there, and we'll add these pieces here that go on the shoulder there, and then we can put that there. Great, so those are on. Now let's try to get our arms on. For some reason, our arms didn't want to go on right. So we'll try again and see if we can't get this to work. I'm going to give myself every advantage here to get this arm to work right. Okay, well, that popped off, but so we'll try to assemble the piece of the arm and then put the plastic back on it. There we go. Okay. So that popped off, so now I have to remember how these go back on, which is fine. So we can look. What we'll do is we'll take the arm that didn't pop off, and we'll try to match these pieces that came off with the ones that are already on to see what went wrong. Okay. All this stuff is fixable. None of it's like, oh no, we just broke the plastic, which is good, because that would be a nightmare if we broke the plastic. Yeah, any of these pieces, like, then I would have to get my glue out, and then I would have to stop the production while I glued together a piece that, originally was broken. Yeah, assembly is really fun for this kind of stuff. Sometimes it's tricky, especially when you're dealing with like gunpla like this. Occasionally it just goes wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save myself a step. I'm going to take off the shoulder piece here. I'm going to take the shoulder piece off because I was having trouble gripping it. And then that way the arm should pop into its joint. So easy like that. And then I can pop this piece back in here. And there we go. Arms and shoulders. We'll put the head on. Okay. And there's some sticker applications, but I'm not interested in doing those, as I've said. Now this is interesting. Not 100% sure about the head here. Got this piece. There's a piece that goes around the head, or sorry, the neck joint. It's popping all over the place and giving me some trouble here. So I'm going to try to get that back on really quick. Okay, great. So that goes there. And then the neck piece goes down here. Like that. And then this head should just pop on. Like that. Yes, it did. Great. Okay. Oops, popped right back off. Head is not great on this. Okay. So we've got a Gundam that I can stand up, sort of, pose, sort of. Yeah, this is great. And we have different hands. We chose one of the Shining Gundam, his finishing move, which is to put a bunch of somehow laser power into his hand, and he goes through things. And we've got a fist there, and then let's see, we've got our guy here. We'll put him down there. Obviously, not to scale. We can pop in our. So this is the Corelander. He's in there, and then he boosts up and it goes like this, and that inserts into the back, and that's how he enters our Gundam, is through the back, which is kind of clever and kind of cool. And then, let's see, the only other thing we have is our beam weapons, and those are our last things here, other than some of our hands and some accent pieces, are beam weapons, because it's not a Gundam show unless somebody's got a beam sword. That makes it a Gundam show as far as I'm concerned. You got to have some sort of beam weapon, otherwise you're not really a show. So we'll do this real quick, get this going, and that will be the end of our build for the Shining Gundam. And let's see. Yeah. So he's got a beam weapon. He can stash the he stashes the hilt there on his side if he wants. We'll finish this other beam weapon. Where'd it go there? Just putting the trash on the floor because you can't see the floor. So that's where trash goes. Great, yeah. So then we got some beam weapons. And if I put the right hands on there, he'll be able to grasp them. But I like having the rubber fist and the glowing plastic better than having swords. Because also, if I am going to display this, which I probably will, it's just going to, like, I'm just going to drop those beam swords, and they're just going to fall to the floor. And I'd rather not have that. So this is our Shining Gundam. We did it, y'all. I started this on 3 weeks ago on episode 1 on a Thursday. Had a lot of trouble immediately. Couldn't find a piece, like in the very first day. Couldn't find a piece. And then on the second one, we had some audio issues. Also, this piece involves not lots of, but like 8 screws. So I did some of the screw work off stream so I could finish it up. I did have to do 1 screw this past Thursday on the torso. We had to do that. But yeah, there's some sticker work I could do on the legs to finish it off if I wanted to. There's a few other things we could do with this Shining Gundam. But for now, we're going to say that's a wrap on the Shining Gundam. So I'm just going to put some of my tools away. I'm going to duck my hand over underneath, pull up some pieces there, try to tidy up a little bit here because we are about to go into our next build. Yeah, that was like 20 minutes of work. We finished off our build, so I'm just doing a little work over here. If anyone's building anything, assembling anything, doing any projects today, please let me know. I love hearing that. I've had some people will do some painting. Some people work on some cosplay while I work. So if you're doing anything here on a Saturday, let me know. I'm going to quickly go over to my Twitter account. And now I'm typing on Twitter that we just finished the Shining Gundam. On to the next build. And then we'll all right. I'm just tweeting this out, see if we can get a few more people to come hang out with all of us. Because we got 5 viewers right now. Very happy with that. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for chatting. Uh, great, yeah. So we are, all right, great. So the tweet went out. So now it's time to switch images because we're working on the Gundam Deathscythe Hell. This image is the clear variety one, which I'm going to be honest, y'all. I tried. I tried to find the one with clear plastic because it is beautiful. I've seen it in person. It's a beautiful kit. I could not find it for a price that I was willing to pay. So we're not doing that build. We're going to work on this Gundam. This is the second version of the Deathscythe Hell Custom, which means that when it says custom, that means it's Endless Waltz, the OVA. This is the second edition of this kit. I love it. I love this kit so much. I can't wait to work on it. It's just Duo is like my favorite Gundam pilot. Gundam Wing was my second Gundam series. I think I watched Char's Counterattack, the movie, first. I just love this series so much, and I can't wait to build on it. And there's a lot of pieces to this kit, and so let's get cracking on it. I don't know how long I'm going to be streaming for today. I'm definitely going to do the hour. I'm probably going to go over an hour, maybe an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. It depends on if some people are watching and hanging out. We'll certainly do that. As you can see, there's lots of pieces in here. And our book contains quite a few. Once again, we are working with. We are working with the Japanese language, which is fine. I'm never going to say that I wish it was in English. Occasionally it's helpful. Sometimes they're like, twist it like this, and you're like, I don't know what you're asking me to do. But yeah, we're going to get started. We're going to start working. It looks like we're starting to work on the body first. So let me move this right here. So because this is a new kit, it will take me a little while to get used to things. I have to get used to the sheets and what their letters correspond to. Once I start getting that rhythm down, this build will move way faster. Okay, so I got my clippers. Great. So we're going to work on the body. And this is helpful because it shows you what it ends up looking at like. Each section shows you, and then it'll show you like the head and the arms. That's good. This kit's going to have a lot of layers to it, this Gundam, because of the wings and the armor and the fact that it is a master grade. It's going to involve a lot of layered steps. So now we're looking for XB. All right, and then XA22. Okay. So we're looking XB. So now I find out what XB and XA are. So obviously there's a lot of black in this. So that's going to be interesting to be able to read the letters because they will be on there. It looks like, and this is a very cool thing. So instead of just printing or like stamping it, they've cut the letters and the numbers into the sheets. Which is actually going to be really helpful because they will stand out very well. So we're looking for, okay, so here's X. Here's X. All right. Yeah, so this is going to be an interesting build. I haven't, like I said, there's a lot of black and a lot of gray, so it could very easily have things blend together really poorly. And also, as you can see, this is a pure black table, which lighting-wise isn't necessarily the best choice, but we're going to work with what we've got. Okay, so this is XB, which I need, and then I need XA. All right, so we're going to try to find XA. And as I said, this will get way easier as we go because I will start to remember what the different sheets look like. Like our last sheet, by the end of it, I knew that C was red and D was blue. So if I saw a piece that I knew was red or blue, I knew that right away. This one's a little more complicated, as I said, because so much of it is gray and black. All right, so XB2 and XB1. So let's do that. This is XB2. First one in our new build. Very excited about that. And XB1 goes like that. XB2 looks like this. XB1 looks like that, and they pop together like that. Okay. Easy enough. I'm going to clip this down a little bit here. Okay. All right, so that's that. That's that. And I'm now going to look for XA22. I'm now thinking that there might be two. I might be doing this twice. So now I'm going to look at that again. Put this piece there. And then this goes. Okay, I got that. Great. Yeah, so there is a second XB. So now I need to find that. Here's my second XB. Great, yep. It's one of those where the left and right are identical. So instead of putting them on the same sheets, they just did like a left sheet and a right sheet, which can be confusing when you're doing the numbers and you're like, I just did that step, but you're supposed to do the step on the other side. So that can be confusing, but I'm pretty excited about it right now. Okay, so let's do this right. And so that goes like that, and that goes like that, and then that goes like that. Okay, great. So most likely, we're working on the body. These are the arm joints, and they are meant to kind of move around a bit. Or these are the joints that are for our wings. That's also possible. It could be one of several things, because it's very new. So that piece has been put together, which is cool. And now we're assembling more of it, which is awesome. Like I said, I'm going to get better and better at knowing what all these pieces do and what they mean once we start putting them all together, which will be very helpful. As these kits move on, I start getting a better understanding of what they do. So okay, we'll put those there. These duplicates, I'm just going to put these off to the side because I know I'm going to need them. And we'll get going there. So now's a great time to ask how everyone's Saturday's been. How y'all doing out there in Twitch land? Anybody do anything cool today? Anything going on in the chat I should know about? Feel free to let me know. And that way I can hear what's up with y'all. While I hunt to find a few of these pieces. H and B and C1. And I. A, I don't need A. Okay. Nothing going on in chat? I'm not seeing anything. Y'all doing anything cool today. People are just hanging out in their apartments going on. All right. Oh, okay, here we go. You're at the office. Oh, yeah, that's tough. You just have to, like, get things done, but not necessarily a, like, timetable. Yeah, that can be an adjustment. You've got to want to get your work done then when you're making your own schedule, or you actually have to physically make it. So this is the cockpit. This is the cockpit for Duo Maxwell, our guy Duo. We're building his cockpit. I'm very excited about that. Let's see. That's G. And oh, cool. That's very fun. Good luck with the painting. I've never played Warhammer. I mean, I played various Warhammer video game properties, but I've never played any of the tabletop variety. It's always intrigued me. I just haven't done any of it. All right. So what am I missing here? What's happening? What's going on? I need H, and I need to find C1. C1 and H I need to find. So this is D. Okay, that's D. This is F. These are wings, so I know it's not those. I'm going to take my wing shells and put them aside because I'm not using those for a while. Those are like the last things I'll do. Gundam Breaker 3. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Okay, that's B. This is G. This is also G. There's like multiple like G5 and G8, which is fine, but like could get a little annoying. That's A. All right, this is C2. No, I need something from C1. I got close, guys. I'm close. I'm closing in, guys and gals, and non-binary types. Closing in to finding the pieces I need. I need H. Great, I found an H. Hooray, I found H. And I need C1. There's C1. I found it. Okay. Now our other kit had a not to scale size, but this one does. I've got two duos here. Duo Maxwell, pilot of the Gundam Deathscythe. I've got a very tiny version of him, two very tiny versions of him. I'm taking the one in his cockpit, and I'm going to put him in his cockpit. I don't think you'll even be able to see this on the stream. I'm going to put it on the webcam. I think you might be able to see him on. I don't even think you can. He is incredibly tiny. Duo Maxwell, the young man, 15-year-old that dresses like a priest and pilots the Deathscythe. He is incredibly tiny, and he sits in a cockpit that is to scale, I guess. I don't know if it's accurate to scale. I know that there are some designers that do some of the Gundam designers really care about being to scale in real world, and other designers don't care about that at all. Like, depends on the series you're on if they care. All right, so Duo's in his cockpit. All right, so we got that, and now I need to find H10 and H9. Got those. All right, we're getting there. It's 9, it's 10. Yes. Duo is small enough that you could swallow him if you weren't careful. That's very true. He's very tiny in this form. All right, so we'll put that there. This goes. This goes like this. This goes like that. This goes here. Oh no, wrong way. Wrong way. As I said, sometimes these pieces, these parts, like they feel nonsense because they are so small and intricate. Until they start coming together, you're like, what does this even mean? So I like that. This is our like cockpit chamber for our Gundam pilot, and it's like way more than it needs to be for what is going to just be inside of a kit the whole time. It's like way too intricate and way too unnecessary. This whole like this cockpit bubble that we're creating here. It's just like unnecessarily intricate and unnecessarily put together. But it's kind of cool. It's like kind of neat that there's this whole like the cockpit is this whole like bubble. All right, so we put that together, and then I've got to find. Whoops. Well, that was the sound of me knocking over a bunch of my trays, which is fine. That's fine. Everything's fine. Oh, Keto Taru, I missed you on. I don't know if your name showed up on the stream. If it did, I missed you. Welcome aboard. Thank you for subscribing. It is appreciated. All right. So we're looking for I-12. So I'm going to go through all these sheets again. If I had a big old nonsense table, I would just put them in alphabetical order. But I'm not dealing with that. I've got a table right over here to the side is where I'm keeping everything. And then I will just have to start going through things to find the things that I need. And yeah, we'll just do it like that. But it'll move pretty quickly once I start getting some of these bigger pieces together. And I'll start knowing what the coloring is. Although there's so much gray and black that might not help too much. All right, so here's the piece we got there. So the plan is to continue to do streams on Thursday and Saturday. I'm most likely going to go to later in the evening on Thursday. I've been doing, I've been slowly getting later and later in the day and finding, oh, weird, more people are watching the later in the day I go. So I'm going to continue to do that because people are more available to watch. Which I totally understand. It makes complete and total sense. It's a little inconvenient for me. But I'm going to continue to do streams Thursday nights and streams on Saturday nights. I'll probably do later in the day than I am now here at 5. I'll most likely start doing a bit later than 5. But I don't want to count anything out. I also I reserve the right to change that. I might do earlier Thursdays if it means I can have a guest, because I might rather have a guest to kind of break things up, and that might be more fun than streaming at night in here in my apartment. Because I do enjoy this. I'm like, I legitimately am enjoying this, but I also want to start having guests now and again, because I think that's very cool and fun to be able to have people come on and show off the cool things they do. When I go to PAX in the beginning of September, August 31st, that Thursday, I won't do a stream. But that weekend, that Saturday, I'm going to try to stream during the day on Saturday. That's my goal anyway, is to be able to stream on Saturday for some sort of audience. I haven't quite figured out the details of that. I'll still have to find a place that will have a good enough stream quality that I can stream out. I don't think my hotel is going to be too great, even just using like a single webcam, just an overhead webcam or something like that. So I don't know. I might be able to do it that Saturday. Yeah, the 2nd. That's my hope anyway. But yeah, I'm going to do Thursday and Saturday streams from now on. I'll probably do later in the evening on both days because that way people can come and see it. Yeah. Some people stream every night. Some people stream, very late in the evening. I unfortunately don't have that ability due to my job. I have to work during the day. Or sorry, I have to work in the evening. So yeah, if I could stream during the day, it would be great. But most of y'all want me to stream at night, and that makes total sense. And that's what we're gonna do. All right, G14 and H13. But yeah, my hope is to eventually have a guest. I kept saying I was going to have one, and then the person that I had been booking kept getting busy during the day. So I don't know how I would do this. I mean, I do know how to do this. Excuse me, 1 second. I'm going to have a drink of water here. I've been talking for 40 minutes. All right, great. So, as I was saying, forgive me for drinking that water, chat. Still got a little bit of a summer cold that I've been fighting, and it means occasionally I have that cough, which is not fun. Okay, so yeah, I could theoretically I'd have to set up in a different spot in my house to accommodate a guest, but it's certainly something I could do. I just kind of don't want to have people over, It's just like, meh, not really my cup of tea is to have guests while I'm streaming. I certainly could, but I don't know. So this kit, this Deathscythe, which I'm thrilled to be building, because Deathscythe is my favorite. This is going to be weeks and weeks, so eventually I will take suggestion for what my next kit should be, but it's a ways away because this is going to be several weeks. So the plan is that when I go to Seattle for PAX West, is that I will on Friday or Saturday purchase a kit, and then I will put that kit together or start putting that kit together on Saturday from some location. I will test streaming options at various places, and when I find one that allows me to stream okay, then I'll just do like an hour somewhere. And then that will be the next build that I work on. It might be something silly. It might be something like just like a SD kit of like a small little guy. I would love it if it wasn't a Gundam because this is my second Gundam I'm working on. So it'd be kind of cool if it wasn't a Gundam, but it might be. All right, so now we're going to continue working on the body here. All right, B4 and C1. Okay. C1. That's the C1 I need. And then B4. I don't know why I have the A-Team theme stuck in my head. I honestly have no idea why that just came in my head. That was weird. I have a bunch of shows at PAX West. I'm getting excited about them. I'm slowly starting to put together all of that. I have a show on Friday night at 8:30 called The Improvised Postmortem. It is a show that features quite the number of awesome guests. Then I am your master of ceremonies for that show. I come up with the names of fake video games, and bring up either a duo or a solo or a small group to come up to talk about what went wrong and what went right with that video game, and they don't know the name of the game until they get on stage, and they have like 5 minutes to like present to a crowd. That I'm very excited about. The panel directly after that, or sorry, on Sunday, of course, is PAX Wrestling. I hope to produce that. The League of Heels. We're doing the PAX Rumble. So that show is on Sunday, and then I have 4-4ing It, which is later in the day on Sunday, which is the show that I've been doing a ton, and you can look at my YouTube, youtube.com/PatBaer, to find out more about that. 4-4ing It is my favorite thing in the world, and I have Charlie Chu and Erica Orahak on the internet, and Alex the Wolf Navarro are doing that panel. Alex returns after doing, I think, my first PAX Prime. He was the very first, which is now PAX West. He was their very first guest for when I started doing those, and part of one of my favorite shows. Okay, so now I'm looking for D. We just saw C1, so I can find C1 pretty fast. And C118. And yeah, so I have a few things. As far as I know, all of my panels will be streamed live. Most of them are in the Hydra Theater, which is PAX 2. I believe the wrestling show is in PAX 3. Don't quote me on that. More info as it gets closer when the full schedule comes out. But yeah, all those will be live streamed, and my panels will be recorded so people can watch those at a later date. The thing that I always say is, if you came to being a fan of mine because you like Giant Bomb, if you came through that, that's awesome. I'm thrilled that's how you found me. But if you like any of my PAX stuff, look for it on my YouTube. Occasionally it's like a week later than the PAX show, but it's always going to be on my YouTube. And don't watch my stuff on Giant Bomb unarchived, because I want the numbers on my stream. I think they do a great service for stuff that isn't archived, but my stuff is. It's a very small, minor problem. It's a good problem to have, but I look to see their numbers, and their numbers are directly from a live stream and not necessarily the best quality, and then their numbers are really high, and my feed is from a recording live that I paid people to do a good job on, and it's a bummer to see that, to see that the numbers so much higher for an account that I have nothing to do with. Them's the breaks, I guess. Okay. All right, we are slowly getting this together. Take a moment to breathe here. Adjust my eyes. This is the second day of using this microphone. I really think the sound is great, but it is uncomfortable to wear for long periods of time, which is frustrating because I'm wearing it now. I'll probably have to pad it with some material, get some fabric or something to make it a little more comfortable for my body. Alright, so I'm putting together the front and back of this, trying to get this right, snap together correctly. And just a little bit of slow going, but it should all come together. Of course, I apparently did this in the wrong order, so now I'm going to try to undo what I was doing. Anybody in the chat? Anybody in the chat here going to PAX West in Seattle, Washington? Let me know if you're going. or if you plan on watching some of the live streams live, let me know. I'd love to see you all there. Have you come to my panels and such. But yeah, let me know if you're making any plans to come out. And woo. Bacon Games, I think that means that you're coming to PAX West by saying woo. I assume that means that you are planning on coming. Anybody else in chat making the planning to make an appearance here at PAX West? Let me know. Yeah, so both coasts have their pros and cons. Both cons. Oh, that's fun. They're goods and bad parts of it. I think that PAX West is the panels are all in hotels and not in the same venue, and that's a bummer. It feels a little more spread out. Like you could just do the show floor and never wander into anything cool, and I think that kind of sucks. And as far as yeah, so I think that's a bummer. And then as far as East goes, East has a lot of space, but I think that section of Boston is boring as hell, and I wish that it was like in a cooler place. I think that would like benefit the show a lot if it was a cooler, a nicer section of Boston that wasn't just the business district. But yeah, I've never. I watched some of the streams back when they just did the main stage at PAX Prime back in the day, before East, and then I started going to PAXs, and so I stopped watching the live streams about them. I just dropped a piece. I have to go get that. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Seattle. Yeah, I mean part of that. Boba was just letting us know that they live in Southern California, so going to Seattle is a lot easier than going to Boston, which makes total sense. That is a thing you have to take into consideration when you're making those trips. For me, New York to Boston or New York to Philly for PAX. When I go to my first ever, or the first ever PAX Unplugged, which will be in Philly, like, yeah, the reason I'm going is because it's going to be very inexpensive for me to go. So it's like kind of a no-brainer. I'm running into some issues here with this build, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Some of this is not coming together as much as I would like it to, as easy as I would like it to, I should say. You may have noticed occasionally I struggle here with a couple of these steps now, and every now and again something just hits in a way that I'm like, I don't know why this isn't working. And we are in that moment right now where I'm a bit confused. This should all kind of like snap in together easily, and is not. And I'm not sure why. It happens now and again with any build. You're just like, you just kind of have to stare at something for a little while until it suddenly makes sense, and then it makes sense, and a thing pops where it's supposed to pop, and everything like feels right, and you're like, great. But right now, I've got this little gray piece here, and it doesn't seem to want to attach the way it's supposed to. And we'll try it again. Or maybe more to the point, I'm not sure where it's supposed to attach. So we'll put it there for now. And then we'll pop on the back piece here. And then popped on the back piece here, and then when we pop on the, oops, that's not the back piece. That also could help, right? If I put the right piece on, that usually helps when you are assembling something if you do it right instead of doing it wrong. Usually what you want to do is to do it right. And okay, wow. Does not want to get on, no matter what I do. Got some travel advice going on in the chat. That's cool. Appreciate that. Appreciate chat looking out for one another. I haven't been to Southern California in a very long time. I was there very briefly. Okay, so this back piece here seems to not snap in properly, and that is causing an issue with everything coming together. So I'm going to try to fix that. When I do that, I will attempt to bop these pieces together the way that they're supposed to go. I can see why this would be a problem. Yeah, this is like just a little wrong, and that is causing my pieces to not want to slide together right. It's a bit frustrating right now. I can't lie to you, y'all. We might do the coward's way out and skip to start working on the arms, which will hopefully be a little easier to put together. And that's actually what we're going to do. This happens now and again. What's happening right now is there's just this piece here should be flushed together. It is not. I don't know why it's not. So what I will do is I'll start disassembling it and sanding things here and there to try to make the pieces line up properly. But that is not fun to do in front of a crowd. So I'll take out my Sharpie to let me know what steps I did and what steps I didn't do. And I'm just going to cross off the steps that I've completed. And then I'll put a circle here to let me know that this is the thing that I had trouble doing. And so then we will jump. We're going to take these pieces aside. We're going to put them in our box. We'll come back to them later. Yeah, because I'm just going to be frustrated with that assembly, and I don't want to keep doing that in front of y'all. So instead, we will jump to our next part of our build here. I'm going to retweet because we just hit the hour. We're now at about 6 p.m. So I'm going to take a second here to promote the stream, try to get a few people together, and try to get a couple people to check out the stream. We'll see if we can get a retweet or two. But yeah. We just finished up. We're going to pass on doing the body, and we're going to jump to working on the head. Thanks for all for hanging out here. I really appreciate it here on a Saturday. But yeah, we are now going to start working on the head assembly because I'm going to finish. The next time we do the stream, I'll have taken my sweet time, taken apart the body, figured out what was going wrong with it. And then start reassembling it because I don't want to do that in front of you. I like you, but I don't want to do that part of the job in front of you. Great. My roommate just left with his dogs, taking his dog for a walk, so that's fun. So yeah, now we're working on the head. Piece number 13, 8, 11, 12. 27. Occasionally, yeah, there we go. It's a gold piece. So yeah, so now we're going to work on the head. Actually, what's interesting about this one is that the order that they're having you put things together is different. Usually you work with either start putting the legs together or the arms together. Starting with the head is kind of unique. Apologize for that cough. As I said, I'm getting over a summer cold, and I think doing a podcast earlier today just took a lot out of my voice. So now we're just looking for pieces that we will need. We will need G and we will need H. So we're looking for G and H. So now I'm just looking for those. And here's H. So I know I need that. And let me see if I can find G while I'm looking for. I'll go through here real quick and try to find G. J. Won't need that for a while, I'm sure. F. And D. F. Here's A. And X. Okay, so let me clip out the piece I need for H, which is yes, summer colds are really bad. Just waking up with phlegm in my throat is obviously gross. And it's this cough that like is just like just have to cough once and it's gone kind of a thing, which is nice, but I can't shake it, and I really want to, especially since I'm doing a live stream. I would like to not have to cough. I need a cough button. That would be nice if I had that. I could make that pretty easily. I could do something that would just interrupt my audio signal on this mic. I should probably look into that because it would be helpful in the future. Yeah. All right. So we're working on the head of this Gundam Deathscythe. I mean, growing up, this was my Gundam. I've said that. I'm probably gonna say that like another dozen times. But just like Duo was just like sarcastic, and like but genuine and like earnest, and then like just a cool badass, and like instead of a sword or like a gun arm or whatever, like other Gundams, the Deathscythe had a fucking scythe. Like, I don't know what to tell you. That shit is cool as hell. I dropped something somewhere. I don't know where it went. Yeah, he just had a cool weapon, and he did cool stuff with it, and I like. That's what I was into in my teenage years. You told me like, oh, what's your, ask me what would you want on your Gundam? Be like, a scythe made out of a beam weapon, like, duh. All right, there's G2. I'm looking for G1. We'll find G1 real quick. As I said, eventually these will all start making sense to me, and I'll be able to just pick them up out of nowhere and just be like, oh, G, that's this one. But right now, still figuring it out. Still memorizing them. But yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, the Deathscythe rules, and I do kind of miss. So this is from the OVA. So it is missing a component that I liked, which was his weird like on the arm. He had like this thing he could launch that had like a beam in the front of it and like little wings that popped out. He could use it like a shield on his arm, but then he could shoot it out at enemies, and I thought that was very cool. And you know what? I still think that's very cool. Okay, so here's G116. Great. Yeah, I thought that part of the Deathscythe and Deathscythe Hell, which was the when they fixed it, they had to like he got all destroyed and it got renovated, and then it got even cooler in my mind by making it the Deathscythe Hell. Also, that's just a cool ass naming convention. Be like, well, we upgraded your Deathscythe, so let's call it Hell. It's just cool. Of course, also like it's that when Gundam Wing came out, I was pretty impressionable, and way into that. Apologize, everybody. I'm still getting that cough coming in and out. That's very unprofessional of me. Hopefully I won't keep coughing. Alright, so putting together the pieces of our Gundam face. See here, we're working on the chin. You know it's a Gundam. Got that red chin. For some reason, that's a hallmark of the Gundam series. Is a red chin. I don't know why, but that is a true statement. Okay. That kind of just slides in there. That's fun. Alright, so we got a piece of the face done. We're going to work on the rest of the head here. G1 and G1-8 and G1-9. So there's some tiny ass pieces right now, but we are working on a head, so I can understand why those are tiny ass pieces. Okay, so this is 8. And that's 9. Great. Yeah, these are teeny tiny little accent pieces. And it'll look cool as hell when it's all together. But right now it's like a little nerve-wracking putting this stuff together. A8. Okay, put in there. All right. Okay, yeah, so I'm putting little pieces here, kind of just like snap in place. And so I'm going to sand down a little bit. My sander there is actually a little too, how do I say this? It is actually a little too fine. So now it is not doing what I want to do. It's okay though. Oops. This is very tight and very delicate work here. And as I've said in previous streams, I've got the stubby fingers. Their paws more than anything. So it makes work like this difficult. And I did just drop a piece, which is really frustrating. I am working on top of carpet, so it is easier for me to find pieces that have fallen, which is good. Wow. Wow, yeah, this is intricate here. This is some delicate, fine work that I did not expect to be doing today, but I'm gung-ho for it. As I said, our little setback there with the torso, or the chest area, I'm not letting us slow us down. I'm gonna get here and finish this up. I think we're gonna go for another 20 minutes or so. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. We're still going strong, even if this part right now is boring as hell. Watching me be very intricate with this piece here of the head. Yeah, these should just snap in, and they don't want to. And I have to find this other tiny little piece, which is not going to be easy. No, it was. It was easy. Never mind, everybody. That was actually very easy to do. Yeah, we're working on the head here of our Gundam Deathscythe Hell Custom, uh, and it is some fine touch work here that I'm struggling a little bit with. Um, Whoops. Yeah, this is rough. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This is a master grade kit, so it is not a walk in the park. Um, I wasn't expecting it to be a walk in the park, but I was expecting it to be a little easier than it is. Um, because I do like a challenge. I think so if you've never done any building before, the high grade kits are a great place to start. Um, uh, but the required learning curve uh, to a master kit is ridiculous. It is quite the leap. And this is also like, you know, not all Gundams are created equal. Not all master kits are created equal. Some master kits are much more involved than others. Some are like really simple. I've dropped a piece, so I'm now attempting to find that, and that's proving to be difficult, more difficult than last time. Yeah, so this little section right here is just not. Yeah, I got one piece in. And then it fell right out. So I'm going to do the one I can, and we're going to move on to the next part of the build, and we'll get going, and then I will eventually take this all apart and find the. I'm going to try real quick to find the piece that I dropped. Y'all can watch me hunt and peck on my floor and see if I can find it. I cannot. Great. That'll be for another day. We'll find it another day. I'll get out the dustbuster, really go over everything in a fine-tooth comb. Apologize for y'all watching me look for something. Great, so we'll just move on. We're going to assemble, and then I'll disassemble it when it's the right time and find the piece that I need. And then we need a 5. But yeah. Oh yeah, I was working. Those of you who've been watching my previous streams know that I was working out of the UCB Training Center in New York, which I was thrilled to have that option. But they had carpet, and that was difficult. The couple times that I lost something, finding it in the carpet was pretty hard. So let's see what that's A7. That's the back of the head. It's right here. But yeah, so what we'll do is we'll finish the head, and then another time I will pop the head apart very carefully, and I will put the rest of this face plate back together with the right pieces once I have that together. But yeah, this part of the assembly isn't too hard. It should come together pretty easily. That. And be quiet. I'm gonna stop talking for just a second because this is somewhat delicate. Work, not super delicate, not as delicate as the last thing we did, but I have found that I have a lot of trouble with the head pieces lately on this and the Shining Gundam, which we just completed. I had to stop working on the head because I had a bunch of pieces that I needed to sand a lot to get it to go together, which I didn't want to do. Okay, Well, we're getting there. I want to get something done, right? That's the goal, right? That I'm doing this for an audience because it's more fun to chat with an audience and to build for people and to build with people is way more fun than if I'm just doing it on my own. I'm a lonesome. So I want to kind of get some of this together with y'all because that's more fun than just doing it to do it. Because I could just do this myself in my apartment, but that's not fun. It's more fun to have y'all here. All right. Well, we've gotten pretty far with our head. Since I have to take it apart anyway, I'm gonna leave that for now. I'm gonna put these aside. I'll put the final thing to let you know that this is a main storyline Gundam character. Is we gotta put the headpiece on. We gotta add some gold to it. Let you know this is the main guy. So we'll do that right now. Oh, can't even do that right. Yeah, that lets you know this is a Gundam. Okay, and there'll be some red accent pieces there in the future. All right, so we've done some of most of the head. We've done some of the torso. Let's get in a little bit of doing some of the arms because I think that's going to move pretty quickly and you'll like the finished product there. So this looks like to be a lot of J's and D's and I's. So let's get some J's and some D's and some I's together. All right. And J Smooth Jazz, thank you for the follow. I'm going to have to... I have a sound notification, I think, when people follow me here on the stream, but I don't think I have... I'm pretty sure that I haven't... I don't have my earpiece in, so I can't actually hear when there's any sound in the stream. So I don't know when people are joining. But I got my phone by me so that I can say. So thanks for anyone that is now following me here on this. We're at like 40-something followers right now. I'll also see the totals when we're done today. You know, the 50 is the goal. I'd like to keep doing these things and hitting 50 followers allows me to do more fun things on the stream. So that's the goal right now, is to hit 50. I'm not saying I'm going to necessarily do Twitch affiliate. That would be probably helpful for growing this show out and include more people and have more fun doing it. Especially since I'm going to have to keep buying builds. I'll say this now. No one is ever under any obligation to ever give me any money. My fans and friends have been incredibly supportive of me in the past, what with helping me with 2 successful Kickstarters over the years. PAX West was a trip that I kickstarted. So so I am incredibly grateful to everyone that has been able to, that has chosen to support me in the past. So I don't necessarily ask for that kind of thing now, but I will say I do have a donation link underneath this Twitch here. Is my Twitter account and my YouTube account. Follow those if you don't already. And then if you're feeling generous, if you feel like throwing me $1 or 2, you're more than welcome to do that, but you're under no obligation to ever do that. It's just like any money that comes in through Twitch will go directly into paying for the next thing that I build on Twitch, right? And then if I never make any money doing that, I'll just keep buying stuff I want to buy. But if I suddenly had a little bit of money coming in from that, I might start buying things that like people want me to build that I didn't necessarily have a huge interest in. But if the demand was really high, then like, okay, sure, no problem. But if it's just like, I'm buying things and assembling them, then I'm gonna do me. Just because that's that's where I'm at right now as far as the building goes. Um, but yeah, I am also interested. I'll probably do a poll. Because obviously building the Deathscythe, we're gonna fucking finish the Deathscythe. It's gonna take weeks and weeks to do that. But in the future, I might be able to do something else, like I might put a poll up, right? If we're like, hey, here are the next 3 things I'm thinking about building. Let me know which one you want. I'd be interested in hearing people's thoughts and feelings about that. If people had preferences, but like I said, where this is the next several weeks is going to be building this, and then we'll do a little mini stream out in Seattle of just something I buy at the convention center, and then I'll finish that off once we finish. Once we come back and do the rest of the Deathscythe. Unless it's a really short build and we just nail it and finish it in Seattle, but I doubt that. I doubt we'll have the time to do that. Because I doubt that I will get a decent enough place with good enough bandwidth to get to live stream for that long. But who knows? Maybe I will. All right, so yeah, so we're working on the arms now. We're getting some shoulder stuff together. These are actually underneath the larger pieces. They kind of hide underneath them. So we're doing that. We're doing a lot of do this and then do it again. So we're doing XB. Because it's these pieces, this parts are the left side and the right side. So they're pretty similar. 13, 11, and 10. So this is another one of those things where I have 2 sheets. They are both XB, right? So that just means that one is one side, one is the other, but they're identical. So it doesn't matter what you do first. 10 and 11. Which is helpful for me. Do that. Do that. And then we'll do the same exact thing that we're doing right now on the other side in a moment. I'm just going to trim this down. Great. So yeah, chat, how are we feeling right now? I want to thank everybody that's been hanging out. I know that some of you have been here the whole time, and I think that's fantastic. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this whole time. We're going to go for at least another 5 minutes, if not longer. I'd like to say I want to do a full 2 hours right now, but I don't know if I can. Just because, like I said, I did do a podcast earlier today, which was probably a mistake, but I want to help people when they ask me for help. It was easy to do, and it was a fun game to play. As I said earlier in the stream, this afternoon I did a live stream for friends for a game that they are making called Someone Has Died. Someone Has Died is their they have a Twitter account for that. You can find out more information about that there. It is a fun game that I enjoy playing. I got the chance to play it not too long ago, and like I said, it's really fun. So I was very happy to go and play it with them for a live stream, but it was an hour and a half of talking and being funny and doing comedy stuff, but it was still an hour of playing a game, hour plus of playing it, which I probably shouldn't have done if I was going to then do a live stream where I'm just talking to the audience. It's probably a mistake, but it was a good mistake because I did have fun doing it. So if I'm a little quiet today, that's why, and I apologize for that. All right, I made a mistake and I pulled 2 things that I didn't need. I pulled 17 and 18 off of X13, which I did not need to do, And I feel bad that I did. All right. Okay, so take this. This goes like that. And then wide side here. A lot of intricate little pieces that snap together, and then everything works out and everyone's happy. Got another one of those. Got two of those. Either side of the arm. Got some extra pieces that I didn't need to clip, which usually tells me is a good time that I should start slowing down, is when I start making mistakes like that, like clipping the wrong pieces out. Reading the numbers just wrong. All right, D. Got to find D. Got to find that D. Any questions in the chat? Anybody got any questions or comments, things they want to know, things they want to ask me? They've always wanted to ask. There's a great time for that as I search for the letter D sheet here. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm not an open book, but but you know, there's a glossary, and I'll go a little deep. I'll talk about stuff. If people want to talk about anything in particular, anything they want to hear from me, I'd be happy to chat while we build. D, great. So yeah, if there's anything you want to ask me, now would be a great time. I've run out of things to say at the moment. Let me just do a little snipping here. And nothing in chat so far, which is fine. D20, D22. All right, no questions in chat. That's totally fine. Some of y'all are just hanging out, enjoying yourselves. I don't mind that. That's fine. That's totally cool. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep working then. But yeah, if anybody has any comments or questions or things they've always wanted to ask me, feel free to chime in the chat, and I will do my best to accommodate you. But if not, I'll just keep building, kind of letting you know what's going on with me. Yeah, all right. Okay, so that's that piece. And this is like a shoulder piece there, it looks like. So we'll keep doing that. 20 and 22. It's another one of these, like, I'm doing both sides of it, so like it kind of doesn't matter which one I do when, but I gotta get it done. And yeah. Whew. Got the windows closed, no air or anything like that, because I didn't want the sound to disrupt, and it's been fine, but it's getting a little steamy in here. Nothing I can't handle, of course, but it's getting a little hot in this room. Yeah. 19 into 21. Ooh. I'm leaning back in my chair a little bit right now, guys. I've been leaning forward this whole time. I'd like to lean back a little bit now. Guys and gals and non-binary friends. We will just do a little snipping here as we get ready there. Going to take a moment to reload the page. Oh, we're up to 49 followers. That's great. Thanks everybody who's been following. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that's awesome. We're at 49 followers. I think that's great. That's a cool number, considering that this is the fourth broadcast and the third week of me doing this. Obviously, I have some friends out there that are coming in to support, which I appreciate. Give me a follow that haven't watched it live yet. But those of you that have been watching it live, thank you very much. I do earnestly appreciate it. Nope, Pompey, you didn't miss it. I've been going for about an hour and a half now. I've got another 15 to a half hour left in me. I think I'm not going to do. I'm definitely not going to go longer than 2 hours. But I don't know if I'm gonna how much longer we'll be going today. Uh, we're working on the arms. Those of you that joined us just recently, looks like a couple of you dropped in. We were working on the Gundam Deathscythe Hell Custom from Endless Waltz, the Gundam Wing OVA. Um, and yeah, we're making some progress there. We're gonna put together some shoulder pieces right now. So we'll do that. That goes like this. All right. I don't want to fuck this up, so we won't fuck this up. It goes with 3, 4. Okay. I got real quiet there, guys, for no particular reason other than nerves. Because as I said, I don't want to mess this up. But I don't think we will. I think we're going to do this just right. Yeah. I'm feeling pretty confident that we won't mess this up. And even if we do, we'll make it right. Because that's how we do it, right? Nothing is unfixable when it comes to these kind of kits. Because we're not dealing with glue. Oh, we're not dealing with glue. Thank the heavens. That I've never had to do kits with glue in them, and I never want to. I'm sure it's a talent that I could learn, or a skill that I could learn. I think I could get good at, as they poorly say. But I'm more than happy to work with snap kits. Yeah, we did it. We did one. Now we're going to do the other. Yeah, I know that we did have one person here working on a 40K piece. If there's anybody else that's working on anything, let me know. If you're building something today, please always tell me if you're building along or painting or working on cosplay. I should have my friend Paris is getting ready for New York Comic Con. She's got some time, but she is working on something. So she did a piece. She did a movie Wonder Woman, particularly the movie version, pretty recently. And so I know that she's working on another piece for this year's New York Comic Con. And so I'm hopefully going to have her. I'm going to go to her and see her little workspace. And I say little only because we're New Yorkers, so no one has a big workspace. Oops. I dropped a piece. I can get it with my foot, though. Whoop. Famous last words. Yeah, so, you know, there are workspaces out there in this world, especially in New York. There certainly are workspaces where you can get some stuff done, but it's hard to find those spaces. So you kind of just have to work wherever you can. All right, I have to cut this here. Let's trim this down. Great. Oh, clippers are such a wonderful resource. I used to do, when I very first started doing this, it was a high grade kit, so it was a little easier. But I didn't have any help as far as getting getting the pieces off of the tray. I would just have to roll them with my fingers really carefully, and that was a nightmare. And then eventually I just took my dad's snippers, or clippers, and then he eventually got his own. He got me my own so that he could have his back, which was very nice of him. Yeah, all right. So we have put the shoulders together. We've got shoulder pieces ready to go for when we work on the rest of our arms. We'll get a few more bits and pieces done here. Yeah, if anybody's working on anything, let me know. I love hearing from y'all about what you're building. So if anyone's assembling anything along with me, please let me know. It is cool to hear. A25. That's 26. That's A25. Yeah, sometimes the numbers are just, they flow in a logical order, and sometimes they don't at all, and I don't understand that. Like, A10 is down here, A25 is over here. It's like, all right, I guess. And then A24 is going to be... Oh, A24 is the matching piece. I got that. This these little pieces are going around a larger piece, and it completely threw me off. Danny Ibiki is working on the head, body, and a shoulder of the Chimaris Vidar from Iron-Blooded Orphans. Very cool, man. That's awesome. All right, HJ, and then eventually 826. I just saw that now, so I'm just gonna do that. So this is a build stream, just like any other stream on Twitch. Like I think what I'm gonna do, but I might branch out just briefly. I'm thinking about doing a stream when the Hearthstone cards come out. There's a new expansion on the horizon, so I might do a stream with that. I think I can stream Hearthstone at a decent enough bit rate from here in the apartment that it doesn't feel awful to watch. And I might just like have an audience around while I open packs and kind of look at the card packs. I'll have 50 coming because I did the pre-order. Plus, I've got some gold that I've been saving up. I've been doing all the quests any chance I could, and so I've got a lot of gold waiting for me to buy more packs with. So I'm contemplating that right now. It might not happen. It might turn out that it just doesn't look great on a stream, and I don't want to do it. Also, a lot of times, the servers are very bad when an expansion comes out. So I definitely don't want to do it if the servers are garbage. So so right now that's kind of like that would be like a extra bonus. Like I didn't promote it, I'm just doing it thing, because like as I said, I won't know when that. I'll just wake up one day and the expansion will have launched, and then so I might like set up my gear and pop on a live stream and just see what's up. But I don't know. That might happen. That might not happen. There might be complete and total lack of interest in people watching me open card packs. As I said, since this is primarily the build with Baer workshop. But if I put together decks, I'm building decks, right? So that counts. It doesn't count. I know it doesn't count. Don't worry about it. Don't at me. But yeah, I've been thinking about it because I think that could be fun. But I also understand why some people would be like, I don't care about Hearthstone, so I don't need to watch you open packs and try to build a stupid deck around a dumb card. But yeah, maybe people will be into that. I don't know. But that would be a bonus beyond the at least 1 hour a day, or not a day, a time streams. Yeah, I'm not doing 1 hour a day. Don't get crazy. I am totally loving the idea of doing these, doing the Saturday stream and Thursday. I don't know if I'll always do 2 hours on Saturday, and I don't know yet the hours I'm going to do on Thursday. Right now, the goal is to do this coming Thursday. I will do an hour. I might think I'm going to do 8 p.m. Eastern and try that time and see if people are interested in watching at 8 p.m. Eastern. I think that people will be. That is a hope that I have. So yeah, so that'll be the next stream. Will be at 8 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. I should know the date. Hold on. Thursday the 10th, I will do from, at the very least, I will start at 8 p.m. I don't know if I'll go all the way to 10. I might go to like 9:30, but from at least from 8 to 9, maybe 8 to 9:30, I will be streaming here on Thursday. That'll be the next stream, and of course I'll promote that on my Twitter and all of that. But that's the next time I will definitely stream, will be that Thursday, and I should also stream that Saturday, the 12th. The following week will be tougher. I've got rehearsals that Thursday, so I don't think I'm going to stream that Thursday. And that Saturday, August 20th. August 20th and August 21st are a queer comic book convention that I really support and enjoy very much. That show is called FlameCon. So FlameCon is on August 19th and 20th and 21st, I believe. I'm stuttering through it because I don't really remember. Whatever, it's that 20th and 21st of August. Is a great convention that I support. That I thought I might be doing a panel at. Looks like I'm not doing a panel out there. That's fine. I've got a lot going on. So if I do get a panel, or if I do that show, then I'll just go during the day and then stream that Saturday at night. Because I'm going to try to be as consistent as I can. Because I know consistency breeds making it part of people's schedule. And once it's part of people's schedule, then they're like, oh, well, what am I going to do this other thing? I'm going to go instead hang out with Pat and watch him build stuff. And with that, with us working on our shoulder pieces, we've done some shoulder pieces here. I'm going to wrap up for the day. Thank you for joining me and seeing the stream. As I said, our next stream will be Thursday the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. till 9, maybe 9:30, maybe even 10, depending on how I'm feeling and if people are vibing it. Between now and then, I will work on fixing the issue that I had with the head there and the torso and get that going. But right now, I'm going to wrap up. So let's go to the wrap up menu. Back to our opening here. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining me today. Thanks for hanging out here in the chat, everyone that was chatting. Thank you to new friends. Thank you to returning friends. Thank you for the follows. I really appreciate it. And I will see you again for another edition of Build with Baer Workshop. Bye-bye.